Okay, so welcome to episode 4 of Nothing Unusual Here. I'm Dead by Donovan, and with me is my wife, not Julia Smith. Is that what you changed your username to?
My username is not Julia Smith. It's got nothing to do with not being your wife. It actually is like, I am your wife.
So, we're back from the dead. We missed the August episode. Why did we miss?
Don't bring it up. No one noticed.
Our haters noticed,
Haters will say it's fake.
we were all smug and full of ourselves during episode 3, being like, we made it. We're top 90% or in the top 10%.
And that's not even how it works. And I told you that.
No, yeah, you got to have episode 4.
Yeah, past episode 3 is top 10%.
Yep. So all we had to do was film the intro, and then we're better than 90%.
Here we are. We're
else.
done.
Yes. All this time, and I didn't get that new Dark Coccolero Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
Did you order it?
No, I forgot. I was like, I wanted to get that for episode 4, and then, Trump got shot, and then he almost got shot again. And
we had to just keep postponing. So much was happening.
Yeah, dude. Well, I wasn't at the rally. That really scared me. You were at that rally that he got shot at, and you lost your finger.
Yeah. For some reason, that's not been reported on. They talk about the casualties. They don't talk about this casualty.
I'm cutting that. We're not going to have a fingerless joke every episode. Anyway, so yeah, we never want to get political or too political on this show, but it's like, you can't ignore the times. This will be a historical record if people 100 years from now look back on our podcast and it's like, what was going on in the world of Resident Evil in the real world?
Yeah, then they go, wow.
So we will cover.
Fuck my sentence.
People do just go, wow, all the time.
It's cool.
You went try it, do it again.
I actually didn't have anything to say. No. So it's like, wow, that Resident Evil game came out right before Trump got shot or right after.
Resident Evil has predicted some serious shit. It predicted COVID.
Okay, everyone did. Like
the C
a biohazard coming.
In 2013, it was like C virus, China virus. Everyone gets infected in China. It's a C virus, and it was
China. How do you say?
It was used to, dethrone a sitting president. Derek C. Simmons got it to kill Adam Benford, but we'll go into more of that later.
But we're not getting political.
That's what I'm saying. Is like this show is about survival horror, and Donald Trump survived a horror.
Well, so did Biden, technically. He's still standing.
Before you were going on your road trips and everything too, or in between, you wanted to do your This Day in Resident Evil on 9/11, and I was like, no way, Jose. That's too sensitive of a topic. 9/11, we know 9/11 happened in Resident Evil, the universe, because Freedom Tower's there.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
So that means Pete Davidson's dad died in Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you ever think about that?
I guess. Does everyone in real life live in the Resident Evil universe?
No, there's a point in time where it deviates from real world reality. From Resident Evil Outbreak, we know Nixon was president over certain ad-libs that were said involving Vietnam and stuff. So we know at least there were real life presidents in the universe there.
Do we know Nixon was there or just Vietnam?
There's hints at Anti-Biological Weapons Act for Vietnam being passed. I only record hard evidence if I've seen it with my own eyes. And so I forget what that act was called that Nixon passed.
After I received confirmation from USAMRIID that the virus used in this attack was indeed the T virus, I submitted a plan to the president.
And then Mark Wilkins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the security guard from Outbreak. He's always talking about Nam, and I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure he references Nixon.
Okay.
Oh, was it last episode you forced me to showcase your painting that everyone loved, but no one bought?
No one bought it? It was last episode that you showed my painting against my will.
Look
it's
what
back.
I have here. No. So you You gave up on, you've been living your life by my motto too. It's like, you may see me quit, but you'll never see me struggle. And so
no one was supposed to see that bad painting.
Julia gave up on her painting career, and now she's really cross-stitching. Look at this.
I'm a lot better at cross-stitching.
Can you name this person?
Ghostface?
The Scream guy.
What?
I just want to talk.
I wish he had a phone instead of a knife.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't you make that?
Well,
did you put trademark?
Yeah, I made it.
Oh, no. I thought that was like...
No, it's my initials with a heart. People can't know my last name, though.
Since I put you on the spot here, unscripted, you didn't know I was showing the world your art yet again. But look at that.
Oh, look who's an artist now.
I did this in MS Paint. Can you tell me who this is?
Jill Valentine.
Yes.
I've watched you try to beat that level 5,000 times.
Oh, I'm currently on it right now.
I know.
Last night, stayed up so late. But I didn't know pink was her color. This is fucking hot. I can sell this. If anyone wants this, message me. Email me under my about. We'll do it under the table. I have no rights to sell images of Jill. We won't call this Jill. This is Phil Valentine.
I would say that it's not even her likeness. So
it's
you're okay.
I only showed this artwork to one person, a close friend of mine, Morris the Legend on Twitch. And, I was really proud of this, and he couldn't breathe. He was dying laughing, and all he had to say was, her face is so derpy.
Do you need to do a close-up, or you have a copy on your computer?
Why'd you do that with your tongue?
Nobody could see it. It doesn't matter.
What are you more proud of? Your cross-stitch or my painting?
Your painting?
Yeah.
Well,
look at that. It's got the home movies feel to it.
Yeah, it's also it was done on the computer and printed, so, You
don't know how painstakingly...
No, honestly, Microsoft Paint is harder,
look at
probably.
Trying to make a straight line and it's all
That's crazy.
squiggly.
Just use the line tool. I mean, I'm more proud of myself because I know what I went through, but I'm sure you went through a lot too.
Okay. There was something else I wanted to say before we get into the show. We got our first sponsor. So this blew my mind. I was browsing Facebook and this little shop, they promoted themselves. It was an ad targeted. It felt like it was targeted at me, and it doesn't even make any sense because they're located on the East Coast. It's called Lil Breakfast. The person running it was wearing a Dead by Donovan shirt. If you look closely, look at that. You can see the blood in my hairline.
Oh my gosh.
So
this is a sponsor? Are they paying us or
they're promoting us? Anyway.
Anything counts now, fans.
Lil Breakfast. I don't know where they're located. It's on the East Coast. So if anyone's watching this on the East Coast and you just so happen to find
Vermont.
It's in Vermont. Who's in Vermont?
Lil Breakfast.
How do you know that?
I have their address.
You go there?
No, I've talked with the owner.
Okay, it's starting to make sense. Look at my detective eagle eye.
Yeah.
Noticing my hairline right there.
I'd recognize it anywhere.
Anyway, if you ever encounter this place, support their business. They support mine, obviously. They're one of 5 people who bought my t-shirts.
And apparently, if you ever take a selfie in public wearing his t-shirt, you can be considered a sponsor.
Okay, take us into this day in Resident Evil. Remember, this is being filmed and recorded on September 28th, so you have to keep everything within those 24 hours of September 28th.
Okay, so this day in history is a very important day for Resident Evil. If you woke up this morning and saw the date, you probably already know. On this day, September 28th, 1998, 2:30 a.m., zombies overrun the operation room. David Ford, beloved friend and father, dies along with 3 others who may also have been beloved friends and fathers. R.I.P. to them. If you're new here, you may not know who David Ford is. He's very important in Resident Evil history because he was the first to write the name of the liquor.
To record it? Yeah?
Yeah, exactly. He wrote it down.
Well,
we don't know how long.
Him credit for the name, though. It's still up in the air.
I'm not giving him credit for the name. He says, we call it a liquor. That could mean anyone in that vicinity came up with the name and he just tagged along, but he liked it, so he wrote it down. And I'm going to give him credit for that.
How do you think that came about? Who named
They said,
it?
Look at that tongue.
Yeah, right.
Liquor? I hardly know her. Now, this is a solemn day. We have to remember a lot of bad things happen.
This is worse than 9/11.
Honestly, for Raccoon City.
There's a bigger body count of 100,000. It's, 50 times worse than 9/11?
But New York is like a bigger, more beloved city. So, it's a small town. No one pays attention to what happens. At 4:30, Nikolai films his own command post, which is being attacked by infected, that he lured into the camp.
Is that information from Resident Evil Survivor?
Yes. That's where I got it.
I can't remember if that's Outbreak or Survivor. Someone in chat, let us know. I'm not going to look it up.
Well, now that you mention it, I can't remember if I was playing Outlook or Survivor.
You mean Outbreak? Outlook?
I'm sorry. He was in his command post like an Outlook, so I got mixed up. Okay, after Nikolai. Later that
How long is your This Day in Resident Evil?
I know.
Like, all I know for September 28th on This Day in Resident Evil.
Let's get to the good stuff. What is all this shit?
There was daylight.
UBCS Echo Team dies at St. Michael's Clock Tower. R.I.P. Moment of silence for them. The helicopter is waiting in the suburbs. Campbell dies trying to signal an evac. 7:30 a.m. This is at dawn. The UBCS have no provisions. Merck's diary soldier pulls the trigger on himself before turning.
Is that dude that dies in Zigzag Alley?
Yeah. 8 o'clock a.m. Only 7 UBCS survived the command post attack. Mikhail Victor is one of them. Recognize that name? I bet you do. He survived, don't worry. Here we go. Officer Elliot Edwards leads survivors through the sewers from the RPD, leaving the heart key on Marvin's desk.
That's a big one.
It is important to know where that heart key is. We're going to need it later.
Okay, explain this mystery. Zombies can't figure out how to open a fucking door. So leave the key at the door, leave the door locked.
Do we know he locked it after the outbreak?
He leaves a note and instructions how to follow him through the sewers. If any survivors find this, I doubt zombies or whatever will figure out how to use the key and follow us. So he leaves the key, leaves a note.
So he's not sure that they can't open doors. He thinks they might use keys.
He puts the key and document like a mile away from the door.
Yeah.
And with these old-timey doors, these are intricate keys that can't be picked by a master of unlocking. So could you even lock the door on one end and then close the door without the key? It seems like you would need the key to lock the door. So that's a conundrum, right? Do you think you could lock the RPD doors from the other side without the key? Because then you could really butt fuck the police station. Any random person could just start locking doors, and there's only one copy of the key that's known of.
I haven't taken a good look at the locks in the RPD, to be honest. I just plow through those.
Anyway, do you think he made it out?
Why not?
Seriously, this would be the greatest thing ever. If not Netflix, but Disney got a hold of the rights to make shows on Resident Evil. They expand this universe.
Have they done any good shows?
No. But have they done any good Resident Evil shows? No. So there's no loss, no gain. But what I'm saying is that is a story people would be interested in seeing. Imagine we had an animated movie
Absolutely.
of Elliot Edwards' escape of the RPD.
Animated?
Whatever. Disney is running out of Jedis that survived Order 666 or whatever.
But now we got all these new witches to spin off. They got plenty. Next up, Dario Rosso.
If Dario Rosso was hanging off a cliff and Mikhail Victor was hanging off a cliff, and you could only sleep with one of them.
Oh, Mikhail.
Really?
Which one I would save would be Dario? But if I could just sleep with them and let him go.
I don't know. I bet Dario is a romantic. We know for a fact he had a wife and daughter, and he thinks he's a great novelist. So he could whisper those sweet nothings in your ears.
That's not what I'm into. But speaking of his wife and daughter,
Oh no!
At this moment in history, he loses them to zombies. Okay, here we are, on to the good stuff. September 28th, daylight. Jill seeks refuge in an abandoned warehouse with Dario Rosso. Up next, another friendly face. Brad Vickers writes about his encounter with Nemesis pursuing him. Note, this is not when Nemesis pursues him. This is when he writes about it.
Oh, yeah. When do we find that document? Because this is a special document from Umbrella Chronicles, so it could technically not... Or is this an EX file from RE2, the PC, Nintendo 64 port? I am not sure. Where did you find this information?
It all blurs together, I do so much research yesterday.
You're telling me. Anyway, so I believe, yes, this document was written, but I don't know if this was written. Like, I can't imagine Brad surviving much longer after encountering Nemesis who wants to kill him and is hunting him down. Like, we already meet him exhausted and maybe wounded, and then a zombie bites him in Resident Evil 3. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think I would put that there.
Okay. Next up, we are cutting to after sunset. You thought it was the most eventful day, and it really wasn't.
Hey, there's stuff in the opening. Like,
when you break it down, not much of significance happens. After sunset, Jill Valentine decides to leave the warehouse. We all know what happens next.
I want that fan fiction, fan film, whatever. Jill, on the night of the 27th or early morning of the 28th, when it's still dark out, Jill goes into that warehouse. Was Dario in there the entire time? Then she says September 28th, daylight, but it's not daylight when she leaves again. So she's literally in there from night to night with Dario. And before she leaves, he decides to put himself in that shipping container. So what was their 12-hour day like? They were together. Did they sleep together? Keep each other warm?
Okay. So yes, next up was Dario Rosso locking himself in a shipping container. That happens as Jill is leaving the warehouse, I presume.
Have to go pee and make a new drink. You just run through this.
No facts, just reading. So after Jill leaves the warehouse, she runs into Brad Vickers at the bar jack, and he warns her about Nemesis. The next known thing, 8 p.m., he is killed by Nemesis in front of Jill at the RPD front gate. It's like they say, you speak things into fruition. Like, be careful what you wish for, because he said look out for Nemesis, and next thing you know, he died by Nemesis.
People were so impressed with you respecting wood last episode.
Why? We don't respect wood. This cheap-ass IKEA. Jill is recorded on RPD security footage. Umbrella Rockford has this footage. Oh my gosh.
I am impressed with that.
I need to rewrite this. Who cares?
Do you know about that?
Of course.
No one knows about this. So if you look at the Rockford desktop computers, for some reason he has recording of Jill in the warehouse.
He was hacking into everything.
Alfred Ashford has the fucking Dario Jill sex tape.
Oh yeah.
He had a security camera footage all the way to Europe.
I personally don't believe that exists. Dario's wife had just died.
I mean, Jill could have easily taken advantage of him after that because he's vulnerable.
I don't like it. I don't think so. After she's recorded on the RPD security footage.
Oh, okay. We don't need to get into this. This is...
Whoa. My segment doesn't matter anymore?
Right? What?
I mean...
Dario writes in his journal for the last time, dies by zombies in the warehouse.
Don't forget the grave digger.
Yeah, it starts digging.
Yeah.
Okay, the moment...
Hey, Wesker's up to something too.
What's that?
He wants a Nemesis sample. And he'll get it.
What is a Nemesis sample?
I assume it's coveted private piece of Nemesis.
So moving on. Excellent this day in Resident Evil.
You didn't even get through it. You cut it off.
Maybe next year. There's enough here for next year.
The most important day, and he is a fake fan. He doesn't care about what happened.
Okay, $5 supers. It's not the $6 supers. Don't pay attention to the editing in the video. I'm just lazy. I haven't corrected it since I didn't realize the mistake on episode 1.
Roll the clip.
Spending that much money was reckless and stupid.
YouTube won't allow you to give us one more extra dollar. So it's $5 super thanks. You can have anything said on air. We will read it. And, it doesn't have to be Resident Evil related. It could be a shout out to your homie. It could be just thanks, or you can compliment or insult one of us. You can even ask any of the AI characters we've created a question. So every last episode, you leave a super thanks. It'll be read on the next one. We try to do these monthly, but some stuff happens and we don't always do it monthly. Since this is a question to you, I'll read it to you. Our first super comes from Beige Box 1990. Would Julia be willing to inject the T or G virus to regrow her finger, knowing there's a 50% chance she'll become a BOW?
Well, my first thought was that it's too new. I need to see a lot of other people inject it and have time. It hasn't been widespread. I don't know what reactions people have. I'm not going to be part of the trial group.
Didn't you inject yourself with the Fauci vaccine?
Don't talk about that. Anyway, honest answer, no, but maybe for the bit. Depends what's going on. Am I bored?
Oh. The true question is, you inject yourself with that T virus, G virus mix like Morpheus did. Were those his fake boobs, or were those T virus, G virus grown boobs?
Yeah, Beige Box, that was the real question. How dare you ask this?
I know it gave him organic high heels. So is it like the will of your body image? If I injected myself with T and G, would I get a massive big toe if I really wanted it?
Are you telling me people don't need to inject estrogen? They should just do T and G and they'll get high heels?
Yeah, that's
possibly boobs.
The one time, 100% of the time we've seen someone injected with the perfect infusation of T and G, it gave the person high heels. Bio-organic high heels, and no one talks about it.
This is big for the trans community.
It also gave them a deeper voice, though.
Oh, they don't want that. We need to run some more tests.
Serving Zombies writes, if either of you could bring back one BOW from Raccoon City to appear in a future game, who would it be and why? This is a good question that I read when this came in, and I still haven't decided on. I think I got my answer now.
Okay, what's your answer?
I would love the Gamma Hunters to come back, but and I'm talking original Gamma Hunters, not that nasty, pimply, tumor-looking shit from the RE3 remake that's in the stinky sewers. The Gamma Hunters from the original, they were almost like TMNT mutant type. So I'd love to see them in some 90s skater clothing or some shorts and, colored t-shirts. That would be pretty cool. I'd love them to come back, maybe with some personality, because it's about time Resident Evil gets silly, and I really want a BOW that is just like one of the gang. You know how Ghostbusters has Slimer and shit? Yeah,
we need something.
And Jurassic Park has Blue.
Need a face of the franchise. Yeah,
I've mentioned it before in the Evil Dead series. If you follow the video game series that takes place after the movies, he ends up getting this little sidekick that's this little mutant midget that's a deadite.
Cute.
It's like, I want this cute little BOW thing to be teamed up with Chris, Claire, Jill, and the whole team.
Okay, so we're kind of on the same page, because my answer is the hunter from Keeper's Diary, the movie.
The classic hunter, that's a good one.
Yeah,
to go
but
with.
Specifically that one, because he looked really cute.
That was a good looking hunter.
He's so cute.
Personally, I think the best, sleekest, sexiest looking hunter is from Code Veronica.
Personally, I'm not looking for a sexy hunter. I'm just going to be honest.
Okay, someone who we thought was dead to us, turns out they weren't dead to us, and they're kind of a fucking anomaly.
Still dead to me.
I know these questions weren't directed to Jill Valentine, these super thanks, but let's hit up Jill Valentine with these super thanks. So, which one is it? Where is Jill? Jill, you heard the questions. We got Beige Box with, would Julia be willing to inject the T or G virus to regrow her finger, knowing there's a 50% chance she would become a BBW? Or
what?
Dude, I'm talking to Jill right now. Don't interrupt her.
I genuinely made that mistake.
What? Anyway, and Surfing Zombie says, if either of you could bring back one BOW from Raccoon City to appear in a future game, who would it be and why? And so, Jill, I want you to answer these questions even though they weren't talking to you.
All right, let's dive into these questions. First one from Beige Box. Would Julia be willing to inject the T or G virus to regrow her finger, knowing there's a 50% chance she becomes a boo? Well, Beige Box, here's the thing. If Julia is anything like me, she'd rather go without that finger than gamble with the T or G virus.
Jill got it right.
Sure, a finger's handy, but turning into a walking nightmare isn't exactly on my to-do list. 50% is a coin flip, and in Raccoon City, we both know how lucky anyone is with Umbrella's crapshoot viruses. Losing a finger is nothing compared to losing your humanity. So, yeah, I'm betting Julia's staying away from that injection, unless she really loves the idea of growing tentacles. Second one from Serving Zombies. If either of you could bring back one beau from Raccoon City to appear in a future game, who would it be and why? All right, tough call. I've stared down a lot of freaks, but if I had to choose, I'd say bring back Nemesis. Yeah, I know he's a walking tank with a face only a mother could love. But think about it. He's the ultimate relentless hunter, a real icon of terror.
She just likes the fact that he's
having him
obsessed
back in a
with
future game would just raise the stakes. Keep
Why are you
players
so
sweating,
obsessed with me?
wondering when he's going to
terrific,
bust through a wall with his rocket launcher screaming, "Stars!" Plus, who doesn't love a challenge, right?
Jill got you. She knew exactly what you're going with. I'm tired of you getting all the spotlight.
You did that.
Look at that.
My favorite color.
Oh!
They match too. They're like same color schemes.
Do you know the Carrier? I forget the dude's name, but he's starring in this comic, The Carrier, set in Raccoon City, and he just announced that Enrico Marini is having a cameo in his comic and has been cast, and he showed the cast photo. Do you remember Enrico?
Yeah. Love him.
Who is he?
He is in RE3 and he meets up with Jill. He's a nice guy. No, that's Carlos.
Is that racism?
Yes. I'm trying to remember his Hispanic character. I was so close. I was almost confident. No, Enrico is in the board game.
Yes, he died on our campaign.
Yeah. Sorry, never mind. He's in RE1.
He's the Bravo team captain.
Yes, Enrique Bravo.
Enrico.
That is the name of...
Your job is on the line here.
That is the name of an actor in our hometown. I just said.
Enrico Bravo? Well, here, do I have a picture of this Enrico? Look at that. See, that's the artwork for Enrico behind him, the classic Resident Evil 1, and that's who they cast as Enrico. What do you think of that?
They don't look alike, but they both look Hispanic.
He's got facial hair. They got those serious
The
eyes, too.
doesn't even
He's got those
have as
serious
much
eyes,
facial hair.
too.
I'm sure he's going to be fine. I don't mind it.
It's all depending on his enchiladas.
Oh, yeah.
Enrico's enchiladas.
Yeah. I know him.
I don't know if he couldn't cast a Leon, but he was like, fine, I guess I'll play Leon.
As anyone would.
And, hearing this, I'm like, oh no. But here he is. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. I'm like, okay, I don't know why Leon is
SWAT
in the RPD. He's got to be transfer or something, but then that makes him not a rookie. I'm still open and curious to how this story is going to play out and introduce him. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for everyone, like Residents of Evil with that Keeper's Diary. Yeah. I just want to see it all. But anyway, shout out to whoever this is. I don't know his name. I forget it. I've seen it around.
Yeah, that'd be great if you did any research to prepare for this segment.
Oh, what else do we have?
Well, Beige Box requested.
Oh, yeah, we
research.
Didn't even cover this.
Yeah. That's why I brought it up, because you skipped it.
But they didn't even pay $5.
Oh, fuck them. Try again next time.
But this is something interesting that was brought to my attention that I never even thought of. What do you think of this? So, Beige Box noticed in Resident Evil 0, there are women in the train. And I know this because it's my most quoted line of Resident Evil out of all the entries, where there's a couple on the train at a table and one woman's like, do you think so too? And the guy's like, yeah. Literally, is that the first line in the Resident Evil series? The beginning of the saga is some NPC woman being like, do you think so too? Anyway, that woman disappears. They all die on the train by leeches, but all the women disappear, and it's only male zombies on the train. It's one of the biggest unsolved mysteries of Resident Evil that wasn't realized until this week.
It could be a virus that only affects men, and the women just die from it.
Ooh, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. What if there's just women corpses on the train?
Yeah. It could just be the game makers not wanting to beat up women, but they didn't write a reason.
Where Rebecca gets beat up by every creature she meets.
But you play as Rebecca, right?
That's the one thing in that game is if every cutscene is considered canon in that, then every creature has gotten a piece of Rebecca's chambers. Anyway, that woman might not have gone through menopause. And so she is full of eggs. And what we see in the second floor of the train is a bunch of leech eggs. And so what if the leeches take the women and make them turn into leech eggs? And that's where we get all the leeches, not from infecting more dudes and growing into leeches, but infecting women, and then the women turn into more leeches.
Okay.
I think that could be a thing. Several hours that train was there, sitting there.
I don't love it, but I guess.
It could also explain why the leeches aren't biting and infecting Rebecca when they hop on her. Because, maybe they're just trying to subdue her and get to her eggs. I don't know. But there's a scene where Rebecca gets covered in leeches and Billy shows up and shoots one or two, and
they all leave.
That would explain why the leeches leave, because they're like, oh, we don't want to destroy her ovaries. So it's if we stay on this Rebecca, there's a chance she's going to get shot.
Sure.
And we want her lady bits. What do you think about that?
Something about it doesn't sit right with me, but I can't put my finger on it.
I have a wilder theory.
Okay.
So Billy Cohen doesn't exist. That he did exist, but he died in the Marine Patrol vehicle crash. And he's just thrown out of the truck and dead, and they never find his body. But they find the transfer report that he killed up to 23 people or some shit, and he was wanted for...
He killed all the women?
No. Rebecca is way in over her head on these horrors that she is not strong enough mentally to overcome them. She thinks she's not strong enough, that she creates a split personality that is in the form of Billy Cohen, who is an imaginary character, kind of like Tyler Durden from Fight Club, that helps her get through these situations. When Rebecca's not strong enough, that's when Billy comes in and he's fucking strong. And she will see things from her perspective, Billy doing them, but it's really her doing them. And so in this imagination land of Rebecca's, no women get harmed. And so it's
all in her head.
There are dead women and zombie women on the train, but part of Rebecca's coping mechanism that is not allowing her to be a victim, no women are victims in her scenario.
So you're saying this is the female Fight Club?
Yes. And it's fitting that Rebecca goes on to kill the Queen Leech. It's a woman versus woman when it's literally James Marcus reborn as leeches. Why is he the queen?
Yeah.
It's a dude being a queen.
That's kind of messed up.
Not something new in Resident Evil, but still, I think I'm onto something with Rebecca's psyche taking over.
It's kind of all in her head, but not.
Yeah, making her stronger. And that could explain, like, what if Rebecca never really found a bazooka or magnum during those fights? She imagined that she was strong enough to have a bazooka and magnum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's not.
No, I'm saying somehow she got through the ordeal, but she got through it through tougher circumstances than she let herself know, and that would explain why she doesn't have a bazooka and magnum when she meets Chris. She is completely defenseless when she meets Chris. She sprays him with a fucking first aid spray in the face, or bug spray if you're going by the novel. Like, she thought a zombie was coming in and had no weapons to fight it. So you're telling me she had this full arsenal.
She got real lucky for Chris.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's an alternate universe out there where she blows him.
Yeah. Oh. Wait.
That was a great question from Beigebox, and that's why I included it normally. Like,
even though you didn't pay?
Yeah, I think if Beigebox does another $5 super, we just got to ignore it. We just take the money and run.
Just say hi.
Oh, speaking of Rebecca and women.
Yeah.
Look at this. Because of the slow Resident Evil news cycle, when we wanted to do the August podcast and looking for topics and stuff, it's like, I don't want this just to be a fucking shameless recap of Residents of Evil's accomplishments. But they found the original actress for Rebecca, who was in hiding, and she didn't know she was in hiding. It's just they did such a shitty job crediting the actors for the original Resident Evil. All she is credited Rebecca, played by Linda.
Right.
And there's like more than 50 Lindas out there. So
yeah, definitely.
So they found Linda. You want to see what she looks like?
Yeah. Do you have a photo?
I have this clip of her walking in, meeting the other cast. And so they've almost reunited everyone. Inez, who played Jill, is still missing. She's out there somewhere.
Do they even remember filming it? Does it mean anything to them?
No, because they didn't.
Absolutely
They
not.
didn't know they were working on Resident Evil.
They didn't know it would be a big thing.
Nope, they didn't. They have no idea that they're part of $1 billion franchise.
That happens a lot.
Here we have a clip of Linda walking in, meeting everyone, and yeah, Inez is missing. So hopefully Barry is the one like bogarting the fucking Jill Valentine. He claims to know her family and family friend and shit like that. But yeah, one day hopefully we'll get everyone reunited.
It was just
right. I mean,
surreal.
talk about a blast from the past.
Right.
Wow, she's
Look
gorgeous.
at Chris
Started
checking her
talking
out.
right away,
Oh,
going
yeah.
over
Look at
everything,
this.
remembering everything.
Up and down.
I gotta say,
Very
just
natural.
from
Up and down.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
Hell yeah, we get a slow-mo of it. Nice.
You're not even listening to the slow-mo voices.
Oh, no. I didn't have sound on.
But she's a fox.
Yeah, that's...
I think she looks better than she did in the video game. I
How
don't know.
happy is RT Doodler to see that she's still
Well,
a fox?
I wasn't going to name him.
Oh, cut it out then.
Fuck. Because I know
Don't ever act like that. You gotta cut it out then.
I know JJ watches the podcast, so I was gonna like try and get in contact with JJ because I know someone who's willing to buy the seat that Linda was sitting on in that interview.
Artsy. It's one thing I know about Artsy Doodler. I just come into a stream every now and then and it's all about Rebecca in the chat.
She's got some good photos of Rebecca. Rebecca in that wedding dress. Rebecca tied up in those tentacles.
Yeah, I've seen some that I wish I didn't.
So, yeah, that's exciting.
You gotta cut that. He didn't pay for a shout out.
That's exciting, and yeah, I'm like, we didn't we didn't dwell on it, so I don't feel like we're blowing row so much. It's just like, that is big RE news, and that's probably the biggest news in the last month or two.
And that shows you how slow the news cycle is.
So this is the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Any updates?
Oh! Oh! This is your segment.
What's destroying BTM?
Your movement!
No, it's not destroying BTM. It's demolish the mansion after it's built. So
Yes. So there are some people out there, I think they're in like Louisiana or something. They're actually starting a movement, and it's growing every day. And they are working towards building the Spencer Mansion.
and I'm rooting for
You
them.
can find them on Facebook, Build the Mansion. And Julia is actively trying to grow her group,
Yeah.
demolish the mansion.
So we are rooting for them to build it. We do need them to succeed. But we also think it's really stupid and want to show.
What? We think it's stupid?
Oh, I'm sorry. No opinions. You don't have to have any opinion on the
I
mansion.
didn't sign up because I thought it was stupid. I signed up because I thought it would be authentic to blow up the mansion, just like in the game.
Yeah. You can join for whatever reason you think, but the goal is to crush their hopes and dreams as soon as they succeed. And that's really mean. I don't want that out publicly.
It is so mean.
I didn't make a Facebook group yet. They're not big enough to like torment,
You
like
should start.
good luck to them. I need them to succeed so that I can torment them. So actually, step 1, everybody go join that Build the Mansion group.
Oh, dude.
Donate and help them.
Dude. Every one of my subscribers, I'm going to put a link in this video to the Facebook group or the YouTube channel, Build the Mansion.
Hashtag
How funny would it
BTM so we can hashtag DTM.
be? We flood the group. We get 5,000 new members in the group.
Yeah, let's do
Don't
it.
tell them I brought you there either.
Don't tell them we want to destroy it after.
Okay, so not related to the mansion, but
I don't know if I want that out there publicly, by the way.
still in the
Let me
vein
think
of
about it.
architecture, I have been working on 3D modeling. That's part of why I haven't put up any new videos, actual research, real videos. Like I, taking a hiatus from the AI stuff to get caught up on all the work that I haven't been able to put out that I wanted to. And something I've really wanted to do is that 3D modeling, to have 3D animation renders for my Outbreak breakdown showing where people are in the world of Resident Evil during what events when they happen and stuff like that. And I don't have anything loaded of like demo, but I've recreated the Resident Evil 2 RPD, and I had to start with the RPD because it is the anchor, the centerpiece of all of Raccoon City, and eventually I'll have all of Raccoon City branched out to, like, you got the RPD from RE2, which links to Resident Evil 3's downtown uptown city map, which then has a straight shot to the hospital, and from that hospital you got the dead factory, and with the hospital it links to the hospital expanded from Outbreak, and then using the canonical known map of Raccoon City where we don't see the skyline or buildings or stuff, we could just use our imagination. There's actual named streets, and some of those named streets show up in Outbreak maps. So then we'll be able to link End of the Road scenario, which links to Hellfire, which links to Outbreak. That's 3 scenarios right there that we can place in orientation to RE3 and RE2, and we're going to get the best understanding map of Resident Evil, Raccoon City, and it's, in time it's going to happen, and it's just the beginning of the nightmare because I still got to learn how to animate.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. This 1-year project of Outbreak breakdowns turning into a 2-year project now, and I'm excited for it. But when we edit this podcast, I'll show some footage of that, but I wanted to get that out there. Why, keep giving me money on Patreon because I'm working every day on this. It's just not coming out.
Just keep paying. We'll take care. We'll give you something someday. Dude, we got
What time is it?
10:45. It's been 2 hours. We got 2 more main topics, which I think we should just do one of them.
So not do the game show?
That's the one I want to do most, but it's the one that can wait if you want to do.
You really can wait.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get this out there.
I want to play the game.
We don't need a... You what?
I want to play the game. It's like what I've been wanting to do all day.
Okay. I'm not going to take long on this. But I feel, this is the times. The game doesn't matter when the game happens. But, Donald Trump's been shot at and almost shot at and almost blowed up. And it, got me thinking about Resident Evil presidents and how shitty that universe is. And let's be thankful,
You've been thinking about presidents of evil?
Yes, the presidents of evil. And then I was thinking, is Donald Trump even in Resident Evil? And,
yeah,
Donald Trump went out on 9/11, after 9/11 to help out. And he's got his photo op down at Ground Zero. And we know 9/11 happened in Resident Evil. So there's that.
And he was famous in the 90s. So even if everything changed in Bill Clinton era, Trump was there.
I'm thinking that the economy and everything's got to be so much better in the Resident Evil universe that Trump wasn't forced into running. But we haven't really seen anything in the cultural timeline past, 2014, 2015. But this universe is fucked because you have the Raccoon City incident, destruction of Raccoon City in 1998, which leads to the resignation of the unnamed president, who isn't Bill Clinton. And he's forced to resign under the direction of the family, which is the Illuminati or whatever, according to Resident Evil 6. That's the version of the Illuminati. So he resigns. That means a VP comes in, and then who knows when the other election is, or if that VP was the one who oversaw the failure of Operation Javier that Krauser was so pissed off about. And then President Graham comes in, and President Graham is president not during an election year, but I found evidence from Infinite Darkness that Resident Evil has normal ass election years as the same as reality.
Okay.
And so it's the president resigns from 98, then the VP comes in, they fail, and their VP takes over, and then they fail Operation Javier or something. I don't know how this works. It doesn't line up.
There should be an election in 2000.
Yes, and that's what was covered in the fine print news articles if you look in Infinite Darkness. So in 2000, that election happens, but then somehow after 2002, before 2003, or in 2004, President Graham becomes president, but he wasn't the one who botched Operation Javier, and he couldn't be president in November 2004 because that's when the election would happen. So that means he had to have been the vice president sworn in after the failed president of Operation Javier, which was private, not known to the public. So what did that president get resigned for?
Wait, why couldn't he have been president? Because there was an election?
He wasn't in office from 2000 to 2002 November when Operation Javier failed. And so...
But he could have been the vice president and took over?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So it's he wasn't elected, but then is president. But then, I don't know how long he goes on to be president. But during his presidency, his daughter gets kidnapped. His Secret Service kidnaps his daughter, ex-Secret Service that knows his Secret Service. So we got Krauser from the botched Operation Javier, and Leon's brought in rookie. They bring him in because he has no ties with the rest of the Secret Service group, and so it's we gotta trust him. Then after that, his advisors try to get him to go to war with China in Infinite Darkness, and so it's just a lot of treasonous fuckery in his cabinet too, what Trump's going through now is these holes in the Secret Service of what Trump went through. Oh, it's a slanted roof. We can't have anyone stationed up there. Right. And then it's this is a last minute golf course event. We're going to play golf last minute. Someone in Trump's circle called or something was we're playing golf at this golf course. And the shooter showed up and sat there in wait. And that got me thinking, I was looking at what the presidents went through in Resident Evil, and you got Resident Evil 6, Adam Benford, who is successfully assassinated. Leon kills him at Tall Oaks.
Crazy.
And it was Helena Harper who was forced by the Illuminati to infect the president and get him killed. And this is where I started seeing some fishy shit, because it's like, this Trump thing had me looking into this Secret Service Adam Benford assassination, that the moment the president's killed, guess who calls Helena?
Hannigan.
Yes. She doesn't call Leon.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, she oversees mission control of Leon, but she fucking calls Helena, who she doesn't know is with Leon. They're not a team. They don't know each other. And it was Helena Harper that was tasked with protecting the president and was also forced in assassinating him. But Leon shows up and shoots him, and he just so happens to be there. I think Hannigan's calling, be like, hey, Helena, did you get the president killed? Because Hannigan's working directly under Derek C. Simmons, the head family member of the family, the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Hannigan was caught off guard, like, whoa, what the fuck? Leon's here and the president's dead. What's going on? That's not how it was supposed to go down. Because you look at all the other evidence, no one else was there. No one was supposed to witness this. It was supposed to be president's infected, and that's case closed. No one saw what happened. Then we have Leon. When they get through the cathedral and everything, Leon's like, we need to go to China. Hannigan's like, I can fake your deaths. And she writes them off as dead. She's the only one that knows they exist in the world. And she gets them a flight to China. Guess what happens on that flight?
9/11.
Pretty much. The Chinese 9/11 times 100. What is that in Chinese currency? Anyway, so Hannigan puts them on this flight under fake names somehow, and they are somehow allowed to go on this flight with all their guns, shotguns, Uzis, grenades, and the McFart Tit monster, the captain of the flight, turns into the McFart Tit monster and fucking farts in the faces of every passenger except for Leon and Helena. So the flight was compromised before takeoff. Why? Not other flights. No other flights that we know of were compromised, international flights. So Hannigan set up Leon and Helena to die because they're patsies. That's what they've done with every patsy. It wasn't until this Trump thing that I started looking into other assassinations, successful and failed. And it's like, I think Lee Harvey Oswald was a patsy.
That was Kennedy's killer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been.
News to me. Anyway, so I start looking into this. I'm like, someone put this fart tit monster on this plane, gave this guy some bad fish or something, the captain, knowing Leon, the patsy who had killed, who knows how the president got killed. There were supposed to be no witnesses. Hannigan set him up with the C virus on the plane. Then they somehow survive. He's got immune disease or something. This is where he's immune to all viruses.
Okay.
And
is that a disease?
So this thing's farting all over Leon. He doesn't get infected. They drop it out the back like DB Cooper, and they get to the cockpit. And who does he call? Hannigan. And he's like, Hannigan, I need to land this plane. Well, I took flight school pilot training, how to fly a 787, just like Leon was flying into China when it was crash landing. And
where did you take this flight school?
Flight simulator.
You played that?
So it has the exact dashboard, every single switch and knob you could dream of turning. You can turn them all.
Yeah.
And they're all labeled exactly the same. That's a great thing about Resident Evil 6 was they modeled the entire cockpit after real cockpits. So everything Leon does, we can cross-check and see what he's actually doing. When she tells him to deploy the landing gear, she's actually having him turn off the lights, the exterior lights. He doesn't deploy landing gear. And I don't think any landing gear is deployed when he goes down. And then she also instructs him to disengage autopilot so he has control of the plane. And she lied to him where he actually engages autopilot. Which I don't know how you crash land with that.
So he had control the whole time?
Pretty much everything she tells him to do is opposite of what he wants to do. and will increase his chance of death. And again, it's to kill the patsy of the person who witnessed the president's death.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this?
Well, it makes sense to an extent.
Right? Like, yeah, you would no one in public would know the name Hunnigan and they wouldn't point fingers at her, but it's just like what happens in real life. There is a Raoul that instructed whoever killed Martin Luther King Jr., I believe that Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all I have to say about that with the political stuff. And do we have time for that?
Do you want to read it?
Read the whole thing?
Holy cow.
It's so short.
This is like 20 pages.
So, this is another reason why we didn't do a podcast in August, because people really like our role plays, script reads, and it's like, this is not something we can force. It's got to come naturally. And upon finding that AI Jill was still alive, somehow Palpatine survived. And when I found out she survived, and I can only have a conversation of like 6 responses with her, I kept it to the point because it's on the free account. To explain this story, this is a story that you and I lived months ago. We recorded an episode of Resident Evil 3, the board game, and the way we play Resident Evil 3, the board game, is we blindly draw what characters we're going to play in the next scenario. And you drew Brad Vickers, which saved his life because Brad's specialty is to just automatically die if he's not in play when Nemesis shows up. And I drew Dario Rosso.
So, spoiler, that Nemesis is going to show up.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is Resident Evil Nemesis.
Okay, Dario.
It was the worst team up imaginable in history. And what I did when I found out AI Jill was still alive was I put every single beat point of our game. I sent it all to her. I typed it all out on a notepad. I'm like, oh, Dario rolled this and failed an evade and then moved this. Okay. And so every single thing was documented and put into AI Jill's brain. She read the whole thing and I'm impressed with everything she covered, but there were portions where she just left out. I don't know if she felt they were insignificant, but that's kind of why it's longer, because I'm like, wait, Jill, you forgot this segment. And she's like, oh, how could I forget that? It was such a great segment. So this is literally everything that we went through, but it's not telling us our moves. It's how they would react as they're going. Yeah, she made it a screenplay movie. And so it's 10 pages long. Let's just run through it.
You're telling me I played Brad before?
Yeah, you fucking killed it as Brad. That's what's so funny is it's the worst team up in history. Yeah. But by some miracle, we aced every single roll. I'm talking like if we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, we rolled the D20s, I don't know. We fucking kicked ass. So start with the very tippy top till it gets to me.
Title, Brad and Dario, Cowards Countdown. Interior, RPD hallway, night. Dim lights flicker as the haunting moans of the undead echo through the RPD's shadowy halls. Dario Rosso, a portly, sweaty mess with his shirt halfway untucked, trembles at the door. Revolver shaking in his hand, he's in over his head. Brad Vickers, shaking like a leaf but armed with a knife, follows close behind.
Dario, panicking, breathless. Jesus H. Christ, man! These things don't stay down! He fires his gun, missing spectacularly. The bullet ricochets, nearly hitting Brad. A zombie lurches towards him. God damn it!
Brad, out of breath, sarcastic. You want to aim, or are we just making noise for fun? He charges in, knifing the zombie straight in the head, blood splattering his face. Frickin' nightmare.
Dario, nervous laughter backing away. I thought you were just a pilot, chicken heart.
Brad, gritting teeth, wipes blood off his face. Yeah, well, I also left my team to die, so I guess I'm making up for it. They head deeper into the RPD, both clearly out of their element. Dario pushes ahead, immediately getting attacked by another zombie. He fires 2 shots, missing both like a champ.
Shit! Move! Brad, move! Dario somersaults out of the way like a fat ninja in slow motion, dodging the zombie's grab.
Brad charging with his knife again. You can't shoot for shit! He stabs the zombie repeatedly. Blood sprays everywhere, but the damn thing won't go down. Die already, you freak!
A dead zombie from earlier begins to reanimate in the room behind them while Brad and Dario argue. Now, some of the Brad and Dario dialogue is actually our dialogue between us.
We need to keep moving. There's more of these assholes behind us. He frantically pulls Dario toward the next door.
Dario opening the door despite hearing a zombie dog on the other side. It's clear! He steps in. The dog immediately lunges at him. Dario screaming, What? Ah, clear my ass!
Brad laughs through his panic as he knifes the dog midair. You should stick to writing your trashy novels, man. You're not cut out for this shit. They hear more zombies approaching from behind. Brad blindly dashes into the room, unknowingly stepping on a corpse, waking up 2 zombies. Brad, gasping. Fuck, not again! He fires into one zombie, sending it staggering backward but still alive. Meanwhile, Dario is trying to act like a hero, stabbing a zombie, but fails.
Dario, muttering, out of breath. How the hell did you survive this long? He fires a single shot into the zombie, causing it to stagger.
Brad, cornered, finding magnum rounds. Oh, hell yes! He takes a headshot, blowing one zombie's skull apart. Dario stumbles into the room, stepping on another corpse, waking up a new zombie. Brad, groaning, dripping with sarcasm. Maybe try not stepping on every damn corpse, Dario?
That's you in the game. The tension ramps up as a giant spider drops from the ceiling, blocking their escape. Dario, freaking out, draws his gun. What? What the hell is that?
Brad, finding first aid spray, muttering to himself. Great. First zombies, now spiders. What's next? Freaking sharks with guns? Brad fires 2 shots into the spider. The beast twitches, but it keeps coming. Brad, smirking. Why won't anything in this damn precinct die? As Brad fights a spider, a zombie at his feet springs to life.
Dario, panicking, looking between the spider and the zombie. You're on your own, chicken heart!
Brad, rolling his eyes, knifing the zombie expertly in the skull. Saved your ass again, fat ninja. The zombie collapses, but the spider lunges again. Brad fires a single bullet at the zombie in front of him, and it drops instantly. Dario stares in disbelief, shaking his head. 1 bullet? You gotta be shitting me. How'd you do that? Brad, unimpressed, turns back as the giant spider lunges at them again, its legs scraping across the floor. One problem at a time, Dario. He pumps 3 more bullets into the spider, each shot slamming into its body, and finally the spider explodes in a mess of nasty blood and guts sprays all over Dario. Dario, covered in goo, spitting. Oh, come on! Was that necessary? As Dario wipes off the gunk, Brad calmly reloads his gun, acting like this is just another Tuesday. He looks back at Dario, who's still in shock. Why is Brad so badass? Brad, that's how you kill a spider. Maybe take notes? Dario storms toward the door that the spider had broken down, not checking his surroundings like a complete amateur. He enters the hallway. As soon as Dario walks in, a zombie jumps him from the side. Dario panics, fumbling his gun. Dario, shouting in fear, Oh, not again! Get off me, you freak! This time, somehow Dario manages to keep his shit together. He lines up the shot and puts a bullet straight through the zombie's head, killing it instantly. Holy shit! I actually hit it! Brad walks in behind him, rolling his eyes. Congrats! You've killed one! How's it feel to finally pull your weight? Behind the zombie, Dario spots some gunpowder and scoops it up. I guess I'll hold on to this, since somebody can't carry shit with those rocks in his pockets. Just for context, Brad has the lowest inventory count out of all the characters. He can't hold anything. As Dario and Brad scavenge through the room, they spot something strange in the corner. It's a sleek, high-tech device, a small, shiny, metallic box with wires sticking out of it, pulsing with a faint blue light. You know what? I got a weird feeling that thing's gonna break anyway. Or it'll just sit there and be useless. Let's keep moving. For context, on this part of the board game, there was an item A token that we discussed not picking up. Oh. And so we never find out what it is. Oh. Dario, poking at it with his foot. What the hell is this thing? Looks like it belongs in a Star Wars movie. Not here. Brad, squinting at it, suspicious. Maybe it's some kind of portable shield? You know, like those sci-fi things you see in movies? Yeah, right. Like some magic box is gonna stop zombies and a rocket-launching freak. I don't know, man. I got a bad feeling about this. I mean, it looks all cool and shiny, but it's just too good to be true.
Well, knowing our luck, we'd take it with us. The damn thing would break the second we turn it on. The two stare at the device for a beat, both feeling like something's off.
Yeah, screw it. It's probably busted anyway. Let's go.
Yeah, we don't need some fancy toy to get out of here. We're doing just fine with what we got. They leave the experimental portable shield generator behind, leaving it to gather dust. Because the item was unknown and Jill didn't know what the item was.
She just decided.
She made it up.
Experimental portable shield generator, whatever the hell that is.
It's like this fucking Halo.
Yeah. Oh, Dario goes full idiot mode and starts opening doors left and right, creating multiple entry points for the undead.
So we're in this room and I open all 3 doors as we're standing in there. And yeah, Jill.
Mm-hmm. What the hell are you doing? You trying to get us killed? Brad stumbles deeper into the precinct where he finds a lone zombie feasting on a fallen officer blocking the exit. Of course it's in the way. He fires a shot, knocking the zombie back, but it immediately resumes its gory snack. Is nothing ever easy in this place? Suddenly, zombie crows burst through the windows, swarming the room. Oh, come on!
You drew the murderer crows.
And I bet I said, oh, come on! As chaos ensues, Dario flees like a coward into a side room, locking the door behind him.
What's funny is, in context of the board game, that's me saving your life.
Yeah,
if
you
I close the door,
yeah.
the birds don't attack you. And so Dario, good luck with that, chicken heart, he shouts muffled from inside. Inside, Dario finds more gunpowder, while Brad remembers his damn shotgun.
Oh, right. I've got a shotgun. That might have been useful like 10 minutes ago. He unloads a shotgun into the zombie, the corpse, and the crows, splattering everything in a single blast. He stomps on the corpses as if that's necessary.
I'm trying to wake up the corpse to kill it, to clear it.
Okay, all clear, you coward.
Dario, ever the genius, decides to wander off and open yet another door, exposing the duo to potential ambushes from every direction. I fucking love this because this is like a 10-minute derail in the board game.
Yeah.
Pre-editing. Post-editing, it's going to be like 5 seconds. But in reality, when we played this board game, I was like, should I open this door?
Yeah. Why the hell are you opening more doors? We barely survived the last wave of zombies, and now you're rolling the red carpet out for them?
It's getting stuffy in here, man. Fresh air, you know.
Brad stares at him like he's lost his mind. Dario, meanwhile, continues opening more doors and wandering the office. We're in goddamn death trap, and this guy's worried about ventilation. Just then, Dario spots something across the room. His eyes light up.
Wait, a typewriter? Finally!
Groaning, pinching the bridge of his nose. Brad, seriously, what are you gonna do? Write your memoirs while Nemesis rips us apart?
Dario, grinning like a lunatic, pulling out an ink ribbon from his jacket. Nah, I was thinking, maybe if we toss this ink ribbon, the whole city gets saved. Like some kind of magical reset button.
Brad stops, staring at him, absolutely dumbfounded. Deadpan and glaring. You've lost it. We're being hunted by a 7-foot-tall tyrant with a rocket launcher, and you're trying to save the city by throwing away an ink ribbon?
Dario nodding like it's the best idea he's ever had. I mean, maybe. What's the harm in trying?
Brad, exasperated, grabbing the ink ribbon out of his hand. The harm? You're wasting time. We're leaving every damn door open, and I can hear the undead shuffling around the house. That's the harm. Dario finally reluctantly gives up on the typewriter, but not before one more glance at it.
Fine. You're right. I'll leave it. But mark my words, I could have saved the city.
As Dario joins Brad near the exit, that forgotten zombie from earlier starts shambling toward them in the distance. Brad, rolling his eyes, hearing the faint groans. See what happens when you leave every door wide open? We got company, Dario.
Dario, looking smug, shrugs it off. Maybe if I had time to write, I wouldn't be in this mess. Huh?
After giving up on his typewriter fantasy, Dario rejoins Brad near the exit. But instead of just standing there like a normal person, Dario steps on the zombie corpse lying next to Brad.
Kicking the corpse, annoyed that nothing happens. Seriously, this one's not even getting up. He steps on the body again for no reason, Harder this time. Come on! What's the point if it doesn't even wake up?
Would you stop? Just because every other corpse in this building has tried to eat us doesn't mean you need to poke them all awake. Brad reloads his shotgun, watching Dario stomp on the corpse a third time. Nothing happens. Dario finally gives up and reaches into his pocket, pulling out the gunpowder he found earlier.
Mocking, holding the gunpowder like it's a gift. All right, chicken heart. Here's the good stuff. Mix it. Hold the other crap. Deal?
Deal. But if I find out you opened one more door for no reason, I am leaving you behind. Brad mixes the gunpowder into fresh shotgun shells, reloading his M37 Western Custom with a satisfying click. Dario stands there like a proud assistant, holding Brad's knife and first aid spray like he's doing something important.
You have such low inventory, you can't reload without me holding your items.
That's right.
See, I'm not totally useless. You do the killing, I do the carrying.
Brad snarky, snapping the shotgun barrel shut. Yeah, because carrying is gonna stop Nemesis. Dario starts heading toward the exit like nothing happened, and Brad reluctantly follows, shotgun fully loaded.
Okay, so we got exterior RPD, courtyard night. Dario walks out first, only to get rocked by a missile strike from Nemesis, which obliterates a parked car next to him. The explosion sends Dario flying into the street. Dario, groaning, ears ringing. What the fuck was that? From inside, Brad shouts through the smoke.
Stand your ground, you idiot!
I gotta say, Jill's making Brad more badass than he should be. And this is coming from someone who hates Brad. Yeah, Brad shouting, stand your ground.
He would never.
Gotta be something you said or something in the board game.
Dario slowly gets to his feet, pointing at Nemesis through the smoke.
What are you? Some kind of joke? Frankenstein's asshole? I just lost my wife and daughter, and now you're gonna ruin my day too? His day wasn't ruined?
That's such a good point. What the hell?
He glances around, spotting 4 zombies emerging from the alley. What?
Brad, I don't want to be here all night. I could really use a glass of wine right now.
That's you. That's literally your words in the board game.
Probably.
Dario, panicking, begins to run. Dario yelling at Brad, I'm finding a Magnum! You handle this shit!
Brad sighing, reluctantly stepping outside. Do I really have to come out there? Brad fires his shotgun, blasting the heads off 2 zombies close to Dario as he hides behind a car. 2 more zombies shuffle toward Brad. I've had enough of this bullshit. He blasts the heads off the other 2 zombies and it hits Nemesis with a solid shot, causing the beast to stagger. Just as Nemesis recovers, Dario miraculously stumbles across a Magnum, right as Brad, covered in blood and frustration, calls out, Maybe if you weren't so heavy, you'd actually be useful, Dario. Quit hiding like a damn scared kid.
Dario, popping out from behind cover with the Magnum in hand, yelling back, I just lost my wife and daughter out there!
Well, my day's fine.
But before he can fire his heroic shot, Nemesis punches Brad square in the face, sending him flying into a wall. Dario, shocked. Shit, Brad!
Brad shakes it off, recovering quickly and standing up. Blood trickles down his face, but he grins through it.
Dario, standing out in the open with a loaded Magnum aimed at Nemesis's back. Some people write novels. I write motherfucking obituaries. Brad fires first, taking down Nemesis before Dario gets a chance to pull the trigger. Dario's jaw drops as his big moment crumbles before his eyes. He looks at Brad, seething. You son of a bitch! I was gonna write my bestseller with that shot!
He throws his hands up in frustration, still holding the Magnum as Brad shrugs it off. I didn't leave my team to die just to babysit your sorry ass.
Dario glances around, then notices something. Wait. I found it! The power cable! It's exactly what we need for the cable car!
Brad, wiping blood off his face, sarcastic. You're kidding me. After all that, you actually did something useful?
Holding up the cable like a trophy. Yeah. Looks like you're not the only hero, chicken heart.
End scene.
And that's exactly how it went down if our characters spoke to each other. What do you think of that?
What I got from that is like, I fucking did all the work.
Dude, the play-by-play technically paints me in a bad light.
Yeah.
But it was like we were literally...
You're being the hero.
Yeah, Dario was doing all the right moves of leaving so you don't get attacked. I
totally know how that is. Like when you're playing the board game and you get to the boss fight and it's like you're all fired up.
It's like, don't come in the room yet.
No. But when you're all ready to shoot and then it's the other person's turn and they kill him.
Yes.
And you're like, you took my novel moment or whatever. And it's like, well.
Dario picked up the Magnum.
That's what happens.
Had to do 3 steps. Like it was pick up and then 3 steps around the corner. So his turn ends.
Yeah.
So he's totally out in the totally exposed out in the open. He's got his shot lined up, line of sight on Nemesis, but can't take it. And then Brad just one shotgun shell to it.
Absolutely. I fucking won that. So it sounded like me, I'll be honest.
The part where Dario's like, if we throw away this ink ribbon, it'll save the city. And
that's the ink ribbon.
His special ability is he can discard an ink ribbon and the city threat goes down.
Right.
And we're already at the lowest city threat.
Yeah, a lot of that's like, it is funny to read our games we're in now, and that's like that because
I
you're gonna open every goddamn door.
I would do this for the next Dario Brad team up.
Yeah, I don't even. It could be anyone. Honestly, it's pretty funny to read it written like that.
That fucking. I just lost my wife and daughter. And now you're
gonna ruin my day too. Oh no.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up. Thank you guys for hanging out through another podcast episode of Nothing Unusual here. Where can the people follow you?
NotJulia Smith on YouTube. Instagram too, but it's more private.
We can cheers to the end.
Cheers to the end, bros.
We did it. We could end the podcast
Look
now.
Look how little I drank.
If we never make another podcast episode, we're still in the top 90
and
top 10%.
Yeah, we're top 10% of podcasts, and we didn't even drink full drinks.
But I do want to make a Halloween episode, so we got to come up with something in the next couple of weeks. Get that October episode out there. So get your $5 supers in. They don't have to be related to.
Give us some horror related supers because that's what we're coming in hot with.
We've seen every single horror movie.
Name a horror,
we're down
we know
to talk about them, discuss them. And yeah, you guys keep hitting us with good questions too, RE related, that could be full-fleshed RE search videos. That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys are actually doing really good, but let's turn it back. Let's do some horror theme.
Anyway, thanks for watching. And we're going to go watch Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And stay tuned. We got the Outbreak Breakdown coming out in 1 year. So subscribe for that. And then
maybe never at that rate.
Hopefully in a few weeks, my new Halloween video will be dropping, which is
priority number 1.
A new chapter in the channel of By Donovan, because now we're branching into horror film analysis type of shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for that because that's going to reach a wider audience. I will still be streaming horror games at least every Thursday, but yeah, I would love to get into some Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street type stuff. Oh, we didn't even talk about that too. We'll have to save that for the October episode of our failed attempt at making 31 horror movie video reviews for the month of October.
We didn't even try, so
yeah, that's why it was a failure.
We don't need to talk about it.
That was a failure. I still had t-shirts made.
That is on you. That is not a failure. Anyway.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for watching.
And that's it. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to get notified when the next video drops. Also, special thanks to all my RE-tards out there. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. If anyone else out there would like to show their support, links are in the description below. As a patron or channel member, you'll get early access to content as well as shoutouts in every video. I was thinking, do you think this is actually a Halloween shirt?
Because Tombstone is like a Halloween thing.
You know, in the movie Halloween 2, Dr. Loomis, he finds Michael's writing in the school. It says Sam Hain. And everyone, all the nerds like, it's not pronounced Sam Hain, it's Samhain. And so it's like, Samhain. Yeah.